you can put the hammer down, because by that time, that Smokey will have gone by you.
How do you know that?
Don't let Smokey and the Bandit fool you, because behind that wild ride hides a treasure of secrets, deleted scenes, and untold chaos that shaped one of the most legendary films in American cinema. Released in 1977, Smokey and the Bandit wasn't just a comedy or an action movie. It was a cultural revolution that celebrated rebellion, freedom, and the thrill of the open road. Directed by Hal Needham and starring Burt Reynolds, Sally Field, and Jackie Gleason, the movie exploded at the box office and became a symbol of Southern pride and American spirit. What many fans don't know is that the story itself was inspired by a true event, the strange Coors beer smuggling craze of the 1970s, when transporting Coors beer east of the Mississippi was illegal due to its lack of preservatives and refrigeration needs. Hal Needham, after hearing stories of daring truckers running beer across state lines, turned those tales into a screenplay filled with humor, grit, and high-speed chases. But what audiences didn't see were the shocking deleted scenes, production disasters, and script changes that transformed this film from a small idea into a cultural phenomenon. In the early drafts, Bandit's last name was Laro, and the reward for hauling Coors wasn't $80,000, but just a new truck. And Frog, the character we know as Carrie, was originally called Kate, a name that lacked personality. Even Bandit's iconic Pontiac Trans Am wasn't in the script at first, until Hal Needham saw it in a magazine and knew it had to be the car. A decision that turned the Trans Am into a 1970s legend and skyrocketed its sales overnight. Sheriff Buford T. Justice was meant to be a solo character, but Jackie Gleason suggested adding a sidekick for comic relief. And that's how Junior was born, creating one of the funniest duos in movie history. The film's original ending was much darker, with Bandit getting caught and facing justice, but Needham scrapped it for the lighthearted, rebellious finale fans love, where Bandit and Snowman speed off into the distance, free and undefeated. The production itself was chaos, filled with accidents, improvisation, and even real police encounters. During a chase sequence, the crew was briefly detained by local authorities who thought the film's stunts were actual crimes in progress. Only 3 Trans Ams were used during filming, and by the final scene the last one barely ran, pushed into place just to finish the shot. In the famous Mulberry Bridge jump, there were no special effects, only a souped-up engine built by a NASCAR mechanic to make the leap possible, proving the creativity and boldness of the team. Jackie Gleason's performance as Sheriff Buford was pure genius. Most of his lines were improvised, including his famous twisted phrase, "some bitch," inspired by Burt Reynolds' father, a real sheriff in Florida. One of the funniest improvised moments came when Gleason hung a roll of toilet paper from his belt while eating BBQ, completely unscripted but unforgettable. And then there was Jerry Reed, who not only played Snowman, but also wrote and performed the film's hit theme Eastbound and Down in a single night, creating one of the most iconic movie songs ever. But not all scenes made it to the final cut. Some early broadcasts featured deleted moments later removed from official releases, like a humorous exchange between Bandit and Snowman that was deemed too silly, and another cabin scene that censors thought was too inappropriate for younger viewers. Even small continuity errors became cult favorites among fans, like Sheriff Buford's car door magically opening and closing between shots, a little blooper that adds to the film's charm. Behind the camera, the crew battled constant budget cuts. Universal slashed the budget from $5.3 million to $4.3 million, forcing creative compromises everywhere. Burt Reynolds' $1 million salary alone took nearly a quarter of the total budget, leaving the team scrambling for resources. Yet those challenges only pushed them to get more inventive, reusing sets, adjusting camera angles, and improvising through breakdowns to capture the spirit of the open road. Even the iconic Trans Am's roaring engine sound wasn't real. It came from a 1955 Chevy Custom, added in post-production to make it more thrilling. Despite all the hurdles, Smokey and the Bandit became a timeless classic that defined an era, celebrated freedom, and inspired a generation. It wasn't just a movie, It was a movement that reflected America's love for speed, defiance, and laughter on the highway. From its improvised comedy and heart-pounding stunts to its unforgettable music and legendary cast, the film's legacy continues to roar through pop culture. So if you grew up loving that black Trans Am and the unstoppable Bandit behind the wheel, remember, what you saw on screen was just half the story. The real magic happened behind the scenes. Thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed this journey through Smokey and the Bandit's hidden history, don't forget to subscribe to Hollywood Bulletin and press the bell icon so you never miss another deep dive into Hollywood's most untold stories.